So it's a big question that everybody wants to know what's really, really going to happen with all this wintry weather possibility in the next few days. Well, there's low, medium, and high confidence issues. We'll start with the low. That's how much, and I'll add where, snow and ice will develop across the south between next Tuesday and next Thursday. There's medium confidence that we're going to have some, even in the Birmingham metro area, and then high confidence that it just gets dangerously cold. And the dangerous cold is coming because of this thing. That is an Arctic area of high pressure that started out over Siberia. Usually, Siberian air is where we get the nastiest kind of cold that we're going to see, not just in a calendar year, but sometimes in a decade in Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, Tennessee, and even Florida. On the east side and the south side, it's just blowing that area in. Once the high starts to move east of us over toward the Atlantic coast, we'll start to see a little bit of a warm up, and that plays into the forecast down the road. But check this out. We've got potentially 90 plus hours of sub-freezing temperatures ahead in central Alabama next week, and I think we'll drop below freezing as early as maybe 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon, and it's potentially even longer around Huntsville and Decatur and the Shoals, about 80 to 90 hours in the Birmingham area, and then south of there, Montgomery, Butler, Demopolis, Utah, we're closer to maybe 70 or 80 hours below freezing. So here's what our 7-day forecast looks like. Highs will be in the 60s in Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Anniston, Gadsden, Cullman. Friday, closer to 60, 61 on Saturday, and then the bottom falls out. So what does this all really look like when we put pen to paper, so to speak? Well, number one, the bitter cold, like I said, that's the high confidence. On Sunday, it will feel like it's in the 20s and 30s, even at 6 a.m. in Birmingham, teens up around the Shoals. Now, it may improve just a little bit in northwest Alabama, 3 p.m., feeling like 19, 27 Birmingham, 27 at Lineville. And then even into Monday morning, it just continues to get worse with a feels like temp close to zero across a very large part of North Alabama. The probability of an inch of snow. This is kind of a smoothed out view of what the European guidance showed earlier on Thursday. As we start looking at later data coming in, we're probably going to need to do something like this with that probability. It does look like it is increasing significantly from Demopolis to Clanton, Montgomery, Auburn, Troy, Dothan, Bruton, Mobile. Even the Alabama Gulf Coast is going to have a pretty good shot at some wintry weather here. It's odd to think that the chance of snow in Gulf Shores may be higher than Birmingham on Tuesday, and it's this northern fringe of the precipitation that we've got to watch. And we've got to watch it very closely because it's that northern fringe where we're dealing with the coldest of the Arctic air, and that can really mess with the snow to liquid accumulation ratio. So what am I even talking about with that? Well, let me show you some just straight raw model data. So this is the GFS output, the 0Z or the 6 p.m. run, and it came down around 10 to 10:15 this evening. So again, I'm recording this on Thursday and we're looking ahead. So what you see right here in front of you, that is basically now at about 9 to 10 p.m. We'll go forward here. There's our rain on Saturday. We do get some showers into the afternoon. And then look at that. There may be a little bit of snow up in Middle Tennessee Saturday night. The cold air keeps coming. By the way, that purple line right there, that indicates what's called the 540 line. That's the thickness between 1,000 millibars and 500 millibars. Don't worry about those numbers so much. Just know that the smaller that thickness number gets, the colder the atmosphere, the more likely it is to produce snow. So that's where our 540 is. Might even have a few flurries around on Sunday. And then look at this. This is early Tuesday morning, and the new GFS is farther north with some of that precipitation. It's all the way up to Tuscaloosa and Jefferson counties on Tuesday morning. And the thickness right there, 5281. There is research that shows when the thickness value is about 528, that the snow to liquid ratio is no longer like 10-1, which is what we had a week ago. It becomes more like 17-1. So if you get 1/10 of 1 inch of rainfall, then suddenly that's 1.7 inches of snow. If you get 15 hundredths of an inch of rainfall, well, then you're starting to really add it up. 0.15 times 17, that's 2.55 inches. Let's say that you happen to get a third of an inch of rain out of that. Suddenly now you're looking at 5 inches of snow. Is that realistic? Well, I wouldn't at this point really rule anything out, especially toward the Gulf Coast, where the precipitation is likely to be heavier. But even the European guidance that was coming in midday on Thursday was hinting at this exact kind of scenario. So that's 3 p.m. Tuesday, and we have most of the snow down to the south. Well, this is 12-hour precipitation. Not impressive in central Alabama, but maybe just enough to dust the ground a little bit. For sure. As far to the north as Shelby County and Greene, Hale, Bibb, Chilton, Coosa, Talladega, even into Tallapoosa County, Chambers, Randolph, and Clay. Am I ruling it out for Birmingham? Certainly not. Not even for Tuscaloosa or Jasper or Cullman or Gadsden. But the way it looks right now, I think we're probably online for more of a southeastern Alabama, heavier snow with a little bit less happening up here in the northern part of the state. So Friday, Saturday, it's warmer. Sunday in the 30s. Monday, we're below freezing. Remember, regardless of the snow potential, this is dangerously cold weather. It's pipe freezing cold weather. Take care of yourself, take care of people, take care of your animals, and we'll just watch this together. And of course, we'll keep you posted.